I'm Ron Paul, and I approve this message.
You are now listening to the Ron Paul Radio Network. Radio for the revolution.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? I'm your host, Paco, and you're back listening to Occupy the Media. Just want to remind you, if you haven't already, to join Watch the Vote 2012 on Facebook. Again, Watch the Vote 2012 on Facebook, and check out www.hiddenfourthbranch.com, hiddenfourthbranch.com, on how we can combat voter fraud. If you're in the LA area, join LA Liberty HQ on Facebook, LA Liberty HQ, or go to ronpaullosangeles.com, ronpaullosangeles.com. And we got a new grassroots website as well, Ron Paul Tribune, ronpaultribune.com. So you guys check that out. Okay, so we got a couple of headlines here. Joseph Kony hunt. Looks like the U.S. Special Forces to assist in hunt for one of world's most wanted warlords. So this is in the Huffington Post yesterday. Let's see here. Obo, which is Central African Republic, was the first place that Kony's Lord's Resistance Army attacked in 2008. Today, it's one of 4 forward operating locations where U.S. Special Forces have paired up with local troops and Ugandan soldiers to seek out Kony. Let's see here. Part of the LRA's success in eluding government forces has been its ability to slip back and forth over the porous borders of the Central African Republic, South Sudan, and Congo. But since last year, U.S. forces have been providing intelligence, looking at patterns of movement, and setting up better communications to link the country forces together so that they can better track guerrilla force. Sent by President Barack Obama at the end of 2011, the 100 U.S. soldiers are split up about 15 to 30 per base, bringing in American technology and experience to assist local forces. Exact details on specific improvements that the American forces have brought to the table, however, are classified to avoid giving Kony the ability to take countermeasures. Quote, "We don't necessarily go and track into the bush. What we do is we incorporate our experiences with the partner nations' experiences to come up with the right solution to go out and hopefully solve this LRA problem," said Gregory, a 29-year-old captain from Texas, who would only give his first name in accordance with security guidelines. The U.S. troops also receive reports from local hunters and others that they help analyze together with surveillance information. So, yeah, forget the documentary or calling for U.S. to take action. They're going to take action anyways. They're doing it right now. End of December, 100 troops. That's just to start it off. Oh, my goodness. How many bad guys do we got to find? How many bad guys are in the world, man? I don't understand it. So you guys check that out at Huffington Post. Another article here came across the day before. U.S. deploys F-22 Raptor fighter jets near Iran. This is on jpost.com. The U.S. has deployed several F-22 Raptor fighter jets to an allied base less than 320 kilometers from Iran. Fox News reported it on Friday. The F-22, produced by Lockheed Martin, is the U.S. premier fighter jet, boosting stealth technology and specializing in air-to-air combat. It has not yet seen combat. The U.S. Air Force has strongly denied that this deployment represents a show of force against Iran or is in any way related to a potential strike on Iran's nuclear facilities. The report stated, instead, the move is part of a route deployment and security cooperation with regional partners. U.S. officials told Fox that the jets were moved to hangars at the United Arab Emirates Al Dhafra Air Base. The U.S. Air Force declined to comment on the number of jets sent or their location. Okay, hold on. We got a written statement. Lieutenant John Durain of the U.S. Air Force Public Affairs stated that the United States Air Force has deployed F-22s to Southwest Asia. Such deployments strengthen military-to-military relationships, promote sovereign and regional security, improve combined tactical air operations, and enhance interoperability of forces, equipment, and procedures. You just said a whole bunch of nothing. Oh my goodness. these politicians, lieutenants, all these people in the military, industrial complex, all of them, they always say things that don't mean nothing, a bunch of nothing, empty air, empty words. You know what I mean? Strengthen military to military relations, improve combined tactical air operations. Look, man, all you're doing is punking Iran. That's what you're trying to do. You just pushing them. You know, letting them know you're right there. Oh my goodness, more commotion, more problems. Then we're putting sanctions on Iran. You know, Obama said those are passing. Some new ones about to pass. I mean, but we're not. But this is not for no military contact, though. No military combat. No, of course not. We're just sending them over there just to show off. You know, sending our men and women over there for what? Being away from their families for what? To go deal with Iran when there's nothing to deal with. So you guys check that one out. U.S. deploys F-22 Raptor fighter jets near Iran. And we also supposedly got, Navy ships near Iran. I mean, what are they supposed to think? You know what I'm saying? You come to my house with your whole crew. You got a gun, a knife, and you know, whatever else on you. Blade, all that. What am I supposed to think? You over to say hi? You know, to hang out, to chill? I swear, the government, man, they talk to us like we're retarded, like we're stupid. And the problem is that most of us are. And it's sad. It really is. I want to play this before we leave. Coming soon to a theater near you. Cameras, surveillance cameras, watching you, spying on you while you in the theater. While you watching a movie, they watching you. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and play this clip real quick.
We're hearing some theaters have hired a company to install tiny surveillance cameras, which would keep an eye on everybody. The company behind the cameras reports this could help crack down on folks who illegally record movies from their seats, but we're told theaters could use those cameras to look out for somewhat smaller crimes like texting during the movie. Let's take it to the judge. Our senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano, I didn't know texting was illegal during the movie. I've been breaking the law.
Gosh, I never heard that texting was illegal either, and I'm supposed to know all this stuff. Shep, it's a reflection of our attitude about privacy. I mean, first it was cameras at stoplights, and then cameras in street corners, and then cameras at ATM machines. Now it's cameras looking at you while you're watching the movie. If Americans don't care about privacy, this will just keep going, and we don't know where it will end. If Americans do care about privacy, they won't go into movie theaters where the owner of the theater watches you while you watch the movie you've paid to watch.
You wonder what it's going to take to make people care about this. I mean, there will have to be some sort of event at some point to make people wake up and go, holy cannoli.
Well, look, people view a darkened movie theater as not a license to do that which is illegal, but as a place of general privacy. You're frequently with someone that you are close to. You're not accustomed to being watched at that time. Somebody will be watched at a perfectly innocent but normal set of behavior. The government will get their hands on it. It'll be the tip of an iceberg, and maybe then people will wake up. Either we want privacy or we don't. If we want privacy, we have to stop this. Now, Shep, it is not illegal. This is not the government doing it. This is private property. We have the freedom not to go in these theaters as long as they tell us that the cameras are looking at us.
Yeah, but they got to tell you. And in this case, they don't tell us, right?
Okay, so we're headed to a break. Yeah, it's private, but the government is doing it as well. Who knows? They're probably working with them. I'm Paco, your host. We'll be back. You're listening to Occupied Media.
Dr. Ron Paul. More than 4,000 babies delivered. A man of faith, committed to protecting life.
This whole notion of life not being valuable just is something I was never able to accept. I happened to walk into an operating room where they were doing an abortion on a late pregnancy. They lifted out a small baby that was able to cry and breathe, and they put it in a little bucket and put it in the corner of the room and pretended it wasn't there. I walked down the hallway, and a baby was born early, slightly bigger than the baby that they just put in a bucket. They wanted to save this baby. So they might have had 10 doctors in there doing everything conceivable. Who are we to decide that we pick and throw one away and pick up and struggle to save the other ones? Unless we resolve this and understand that life is precious and we must protect life, we can't protect liberty. I'm Ron Paul, and I approve